Good evening and welcome to the first of three meetings tonight. My name is Dennis Buckley, Mayor of the City of Beech Grove. This time we will convene our Board of Sanitation meeting for Monday, October the 4th, 2021. In lieu of a roll call, I will ask each participant to introduce themselves, beginning on my right.
Dave Harrison.
James Kaufman, Clerk Treasurer.
Craig Wiley, City Attorney.
Sandy Seward.
Thank you, Board. You have been presented a printed copy of the minutes of the previous meeting dated Monday, September the 20th, 2021. Floor is open for any questions, comments, or corrections.
I have none.
I have none.
No questions, comments, or corrections. I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. This evening, Board, we have 3 pages of wastewater claims in the amount of $581,253.10. Floor is open for any questions or comments.
I have none. Thank you.
I have none.
I do want the clerk to, on page 3, if Jim could talk about the transfers.
Page 2, yeah, page 2. They are, no, you're fine. So we did the 2021 pilot payment, that's approved in the budget. That is amount of $142,196. I made that transfer. And then the ROI, return on investment, I made half of that payment for 2021. So $353,446. So that is half of what is owed from the sewer to the general account. So I made half of that for the 2021 budget. So that's most of your claims there, those 2 figures.
Thank you.
No questions or comments. I'll ask for a motion to approve the wastewater claims dated October the 4th, 2021 in the amount of $581,253.10.
I'll make said motion.
My second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. We have no unfinished or new business this evening. Comments from board members?
I have none. Thank you.
I have none.
No comments. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make said motion.
My second.
The meeting is adjourned at 6:03 p.m. We will start our Board of Public Works and Safety meeting as soon as we reset. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the second of 3 meetings tonight. My name is Dennis Buckley, Mayor of the City of Beech Grove. And at this time, we will convene our Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for Monday, October the 4th, 2021. In lieu of a roll call, I will ask each participant to introduce themselves, beginning on my far right.
Dave Harrison.
James Kaufman, Clerk Treasurer.
Craig Wiley, City Attorney.
Sandy Seward.
Thank you, Board. You have been presented a printed copy of the minutes of the previous meeting dated Monday, September the 20th, 2021. The floor is open for any questions, comments, or corrections.
I have none.
I have none.
No questions, comments, or corrections. I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll make said motion.
My second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. This evening, Board, we have 22 pages of corporate claims in the amount of $1,155,789.66. The floor is open for any questions or comments.
I have none.
I have none.
No questions or comments. I'll ask for a motion to approve the corporate claims dated October the 4th, 2021, in the amount of $1,155,789.66.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. We have no unfinished business to carry over from the previous meeting. Under new business, we have several items this evening. The first item is to request to surplus equipment in the mayor's office. Jim?
Dear Board, I'd like to surplus the following items that have no value to the city. 1 desk, 1 keyboard, 10 telephones, 2 portable heaters, 1 door, 1 battery backup, 1 office chair, 1 folding chair. Respectfully, Dennis Buckley.
Any questions or comments?
I have none.
I have none.
Now I'll ask for a motion to surplus the equipment that's no longer needed.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Next item, request to surplus copier, DPW. Jim?
Dear Board, the Department of Public Works would like to surplus a Canon IR2535i copier, serial number V7408FUM32022. This copier was placed at the Beech Grove Police Department several years ago and put into service at DPW. The copier was not able to make the transition to the new email system, and Canon no longer makes parts for this piece of equipment. Copier became obsolete and determined to have no market value. DPW recently leased a new copier and allowed Gordon Flesh dispose of the old copier. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns in this matter. Respectfully, Brad Merriweather, Director of Public Works.
Questions or comments?
None.
I have none.
Now I'll ask for a motion to approve the surplus of the Canon printer, copier.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. Board, this evening, you have a quote concerning the restroom up here at City Hall, the ladies' restroom in the council chambers, is in desperate need of remodeling. Previously, one of the toilets overflowed and ran all night, causing extensive damage. So now we're in a position to where we can adequately repair that restroom. Earlier we did the men's room, and so now it's time to do the ladies' room. Before you is one quote from Ton and Blank for $28,667. I also reached out. We have a local ordinance that calls for 2 quotes if it exceeds $10,000. Obviously, this one does, so I researched 2 other companies. One was Marksman Construction Company on Elmwood, and the third one was Major Enterprises, who used to be in Beech Grove. Major Enterprises came out and did an inspection and got everything they needed, but they never returned a quote. Marksman did not even attempt to come out, so before we move on it, I wanted to defer to legal counsel for an opinion on this.
Yeah, you comply with the ordinance, our local ordinance on the 10,000. If we can't get responsive folks who want to do the project, then you go with the one you have. It's a pretty easy call.
So what I'm asking tonight, Board, is you approve the process to where we can begin to remodel the ladies' restroom up here. So any questions, thoughts, or comments?
We just peeked in there on our before our meeting. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, glad we can get this done.
Dave, any thoughts?
No, it looks like a good quote to me.
Having said that, I'll ask for a motion to proceed with the ladies' restroom remodel upstairs at City Hall.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. The next two items are tied together. One of them is both of them are economic development agreements between JDN Development Corporation, based out of St. Louis, Missouri, and the city of Beech Grove. I want to talk about this in the pretense that this company is contemplating building a warehouse in the city of Beech Grove. Nothing has been finalized. We are working through this. Craig has been very helpful in this venture, as has the city of Indianapolis. So what I want Jim to do is, if you could read the first pages, the whereases, Jim, and then the therefore.
Yep. Economic Development Agreement. This Economic Development Agreement is made and entered into this day, 2021, by and among the City of Beech Grove, Indiana, and JDN Enterprises, a Missouri limited liability company. Whereas the city desires to foster economic development and redevelopment within the city, and whereas the company is contemplating the development of an industrial project to be located within the city, as more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached here to such project including warehouse and/or industrial space of at least 1,200,000 square feet of space, along with affiliated parking, landscaping, and drainage infrastructure. And whereas, as a condition of the company receiving tax abatement and other economic development incentives for the industrial park project, the city and the Metropolitan Development Commission for the city of Indianapolis, Marion County, have required the company to financially support the expansion of trails and sidewalks within the boundaries of the city in the amount of $500,000 and no dollars. And whereas the city and company wish to designate the terms and conditions under which the required contributions will move forward, desire to foster ongoing development opportunities in the area surrounding the project site. Now therefore, in consideration of the promises and mutual obligations and covenants of the parties hereto contained in this agreement, and for other good and valuable consideration, the receipt and sufficiency of which are hereby acknowledged, the company and the city agree as follows.
Thank you. On page 2, board, there is one very relevant term, and that is the approval of a 9-year retail or real property tax abatement for the industrial project. We can't approve that. That has to be approved downtown. But the company is asking for a 9-year tax abatement, and it would go in increments of 5. It would spiral downward over 9 years. So I support that as mayor. The Department of Metropolitan Development supports it, and they will hear this on Wednesday at one of 3 meetings being held Wednesday afternoon. So what I want to do is I want you to approve this. Craig, did you have any thoughts on this one?
No, the first one's their promises to us, and the second one is our promises to them.
So I'll open it up to our board members if they have any comments or questions about this.
So, Mayor, you said Beech Grove can't approve it, it must go in front of this meeting. What is this other
It's the
meeting?
Department of Metropolitan Development. They have to approve any tax abatement
Okay,
in Marion County. We can't do that. There are some conditions that we have made with JDN Enterprises as incentives to bring their product to the city of Beech Grove. But I want to tell those watching at home that we desire to foster economic development, and they are contemplating coming here. Nothing has been finalized, but this is probably could be the largest project that I've done as mayor, and it could bode very well for future mayors and future RDCs and future councils to the amount of tax dollars that will be generated in this project is quite impressive. So, you have any questions, Dave or Sandy?
No.
No, it's just gonna be a warehouse though? Is that what it says?
Yes,
It's a big warehouse.
it is
One, yeah.
it could be a big warehouse.
Yeah.
If they pass it. I just want to be very cautious about that. I can tell you that the design it has 150 bay doors for semis. And it has over 560 parking spots. So this is a big facility, and it's currently, out there now, there's nothing out there, it's a brownfield. They're gonna clean it up and develop it. So, this is a win for Marion County, the city of Indianapolis, and the city of Beech Grove. So, I say we do our part and approve these economic development agreements. The first one, as Craig said, is what they commit to the city of Beech Grove. So I'll open it up for any discussion. No discussion, I'll ask for a motion to approve the Economic Development Agreement number 1 between JDN Enterprises and the city of Beech Grove.
I'll make said motion.
I will second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. The second one, as Craig said, is what we commit to JDN Enterprises. And I'll ask our clerk treasurer to read the first page into the record.
Economic Development Agreement number 2 is made and entered into this day of 2021 by and among the City of Beech Grove, Indiana, and JDN Enterprises, LLC, a Missouri limited liability company. Whereas the city desires to foster economic development and redevelopment within the city, and whereas the company is contemplating the development of an industrial project to be located within the city, as more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached here to such project including warehouse and/or industrial space of at least 1,200,000 square feet of space, along with affiliated parking, landscaping, and drainage infrastructure. And whereas, as a condition of the company acquiring the real estate upon which the industrial project is to be constructed, described on Exhibit B, hereto and to make the investments necessary to complete the improvements required for the industrial project, the company requires various incentives and/or assistance from the city. Whereas the city desires to foster ongoing development opportunities in the area surrounding the project site, and whereas the industrial project is expected to provide significant economic activity in the city, and whereas the city has determined that the completion of the industrial project is in the best interest of the citizens of the city, and therefore desires to take certain steps in order to induce the company to complete the industrial project, including the provision of certain financial support from the city to the company in connection with the industrial project. And whereas to stimulate and induce the development and completion of the industrial project, the city has agreed, subject to further proceedings as required by law, to use their best efforts in participating in the provision of and/or obtaining various regulatory approvals of certain infrastructure necessary to support the industrial project and substantially benefiting the city, consisting of road improvements and other improvements. Now therefore, in consideration of the promises and mutual obligations and covenants of the parties hereto contained in this agreement, and for other good and valuable consideration, the receipt and sufficiency of which are hereby acknowledged, the company and the city agree as follows.
And then if we could go over, Jim, to page 3.
Start there.
Start at A and then B, and just read the whole page.
Yes, sir.
This will be, to those listening at home, these are the commitments that the city of Beech Grove has made to JDN Enterprises as incentives for them to locate their project here. Okay.
The city shall reimburse costs expended by the company of up to $575,000 and no dollars for work done in or adjacent to the right-of-way of Big 4 Road and Cincinnati Street, near the entrance to the project site. Reimbursement for the right-of-way work shall be available to the company after the company has provided evidence of the completion of the right-of-way work and the company's proof of payment of such costs. Such reimbursements shall be made to the company no later than 30 days after the company submits evidence of completion and proof of payment of such right-of-way work costs. B, the city shall reimburse costs expended by the company of up to $250,000 and no cents for work done on or off-site in conjunction with the installation of a sanitary sewer extension necessary to connect the project site with existing sanitary services provided by Citizens Energy Group. Reimbursement for the sanitary sewer work shall be available to the company after the company has provided evidence of the completion of such sanitary sewer work and the company's proof of payment of such costs. Such reimbursements shall be made to the company no later than 30 days after the company submits evidence of completion and proof of payment of such sanitary sewer work cost. Section 3.04, waiver of fees and costs. The city, as a further incentive to the company, agrees that it shall, in conjunction with all relative boards or commissions affiliated with the city, waive the following fees and costs. Any and all fees for local plan review, including but not limited to stormwater drainage, electrical, HVAC, roofing, plumbing, and building. Any and all fees for local building permits, including but not limited to stormwater drainage, electrical, HVAC, roofing, plumbing, and building. The city will waive any and all ERU fees charged for stormwater drainage for a period of 1 year after the project is occupied by an end user. Section 3.05, intersection signalization. The city, without financial contribution from the company, shall secure through the City of Indianapolis, Marion County, the installation of a full traffic signal at the intersection of Emerson Avenue and Subway Street. Such installation shall be completed prior to the occupation of the project by the company's end user.
Those are the incentives that the city has offered and they've accepted. The 500, the one in A is actually only 75,000. We've already done the 500,000. And that is to do work at the front entrance of the property. The 250,000 is for the installation of a sanitary sewer and lift station, up to $250,000. And then the city agrees to waive all local fees for permits for the construction of this warehouse and all local plan review. And then for a period of 1 year after the building is occupied, they would not be charged stormwater drainage fees. And then beginning their second year, they would be charged. And then the City of Beech Grove and City of Indianapolis would work on putting traffic signals at the intersection of Subway and Emerson. Those are the incentive package offered to JDN Enterprises, and they've accepted. Any questions or comments, thoughts?
None.
We don't control the permitting from the county.
Yeah.
In Indianapolis.
We can only control the City of Beech Grove.
Okay.
No questions or comments? I'll ask for a motion to approve the Economic Development Agreement number 2 between the City of Beech Grove and JDN Enterprises.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. This evening, Board, we have a request to hire part-time civilians for the Beech Grove EMS. Chief?
Good evening, Mayor and Board. The Beech Grove Fire Department would like to ask the Board of Works and Safety for the approval to hire the following part-time EMTs and paramedics. The part-time rate for paramedics is $24 an hour and $18 an hour for EMTs. The start date will be after the Board's approval on October 5th, 2021. The part-time medics are Aaron Coffey, Brittany Willis, Scott Groves. Part-time EMT will be Timothy Webb. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer those at this time.
The budgeted.
Yes, currently the money for these part-timers would come out of what we're paying Franciscan Health. They do not have the staffing for the medic trucks. We would utilize these part-timers to cover
Okay.
medic trucks to keep them on the road.
Okay, thank you.
Jim, any thoughts on your
No.
end?
I'm good.
No questions or comments. I'll ask for a motion to approve the chief's request to hire Aaron Coffey, Brittany Willis, Scott Grove, and Timothy Webb as part-time civilian employees with the Beech Grove Fire Department.
Make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries.
Thank you.
There's a couple items of business on the, that I need to take care of this evening that are not on the agenda. And Jim, if you could. Yes, sir. Pass these. At the last meeting, I think we approved we approved some more work to be done concerning the sanitary sewers with Miller Pipeline. It was for $122,000. Now, 35,000 of that is deducted because it's part of the Okra agreement. That leaves us with a overage of $99,312. So change order number 1 adds 10-point repairs per Miller Pipeline and increases the project to $558,392.30. So the floor is open for any questions or comments.
Okay, we've increased the change order to 99,000 by 99,000?
Yeah, it was 122, we deducted it.
Okay, gotcha.
So if there's not any questions or comments, I'll ask for a motion to approve change order number 1 in the amount of $99,312. That is a increase.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. Another order of business that was not on the agenda is an agreement for professional service with RWS. RWS is a company that we've worked with quite a bit in the past. What they do is they approach property owners, and a property that we want to purchase, and they sit down with them and negotiate a price for the purchase. This directly relates to the police station. So there's 3 parcels that we are currently dealing with, and this company is going to work on our behalf. We're familiar with this company. They did a lot of work for us on the Arlington and Churchman roundabout. They did some work for us on the Thompson Trail, and now this project. So we have a really good relationship with them, and Craig has signed off on it, but I want to disclose this publicly. They are going to charge us $2,030 per parcel, and that's a really good price.
She's already made contact. She's made contact with all the property owners at this point. She's set times to speak with them, and then she's also preparing the packets that go out where the owner has 30 days to accept the appraised value of the property. She handles all that.
So, having said that, I'll open the floor up for any question or comment a board member may have.
I have none.
This is for the new police station?
Yes.
It's got Mascari Real Estate. Where's the property located at?
Emerson and Main on both sides of Main Street,
Both corners.
both corners.
Oh, that's where the car lots are, right?
Yeah. The south side is, there's 2 little parcels, one regular parcel and one small one. On the north side of Emerson, there's one parcel.
So where's the building gonna be?
On the south side,
Is that the bigger parcel?
yes.
And the north side is for what, parking? Maybe?
Yeah, twofold. One is police department overflow parking and Main Street parking.
Okay. So there won't be car lots down there anymore?
No. Big improvement.
I was gonna say good, but it didn't. That's fine. Okay.
And no other questions or comments. I'll ask for a motion to approve the agreement for professional services between RWS South and the City of Beech Grove.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I also vote aye, and the motion carries. One more order of business not on here, Board, and I apologize for this. We approved the car show for last Sunday. It was rained out, so they want to do it again. They want to try it again next Sunday. So I say we make a motion to, not particularly for next Sunday, but to allow the car show to happen at their earliest scheduled day.
I will make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. That concludes new business this evening. Comments from board members?
I have none. Thank you.
I have none.
No comments. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
The meeting is adjourned at 6:31 PM. Our city council will convene this evening at 7 PM. Thank you.